how much is keeping your home, your family, and all of your belongings safe worth to you? If your answer is less than $250, Aqara may have the perfect solution for you. I've been testing out their new U50 Smart Lock in combination with their G4 camera doorbell, and there is a lot to love, and I don't think you'll find a better combo for the price. So let's look at what makes this lock and doorbell such an enticing pairing, as well as some reasons you may want to pick up an extra shift or two at Arby's to buy something a little more expensive. First, let's look at the new U50 Smart Lock. This is essentially the same lock as the Aqara U100 that was released last year, with 3 differences. The first is that the U50 does not have a fingerprint sensor and the U100 does. The second is that while both have a hidden key slot, the U50 can actually be rekeyed, so if you can't bear the thought of parting with your current key, you may be in luck. Now you're probably going to need a locksmith to help you out, but you just might be able to get your old key to work with the U50. The last difference is the price. The U100 is about $40 more than the U50. So if the ability to open the lock with fingerprints is worth $40 to you, the U100 is the one to get. But for me, I'd rather invest that extra money in Kane's chicken fingers and use the myriad of other ways to unlock the U50 lock. The rest of the U50 lock is identical to the U100. Lazy Me was very pleased with how smoothly the installation of the lock went. Installing and setting up the U50 lock took less than half the time it took me to install my original Quickset Smart Lock that I had in this spot before. The app walks you through everything step by step. All you need is a screwdriver. I even like how this cover just snaps on and off without fumbling with screws, which makes changing batteries really easy. So what are these myriad of ways to unlock and lock the U50? Well, it has a light-up keypad that you can program with permanent passcodes or temporary passcodes that you can use for people delivering stuff for friends or dog watchers or what have you. I do really like this matte finish in the keypad, and it seems to register touches better than my Quickset touchscreen does. As a bonus, the matte finish does not leave visible fingerprints, so it will be harder for your bad guys to figure out your code. It has a hidden key slot if you're into that sort of thing. It can be programmed to unlock with an NFC card. You can lock and unlock it locally with the Aqara app via Bluetooth, or remotely if you have the lock paired to an Aqara hub. You can lock it via automations in the Aqara app, or via automations in other hubs like the Homey Pro if you connect it via Matter using the Aqara M3 hub. If the batteries die, there is a hidden USB port to give the lock a quick charge from the outside, so you can still use the keypad to get in even if the batteries are dead. Or you can just smash the window next to the door with a rock and reach in and turn the lock manually. But as an iPhone user, the easiest way to unlock the door is with Apple HomeKey. The Aqara U50 is one of only a few locks with native Apple Home support. Once that is all set up, all you have to do is hold your phone or your Apple Watch to the keypad, and like magic, the door unlocks. It's very slick. In fact, Apple Home is one of the main reasons to love using this lock with the Aqara G4 Doorbell, because that is also Apple Home compatible, and using them together just provides a very seamless experience. With them both connected to Apple Home, when somebody comes to the door, the notification pops up, I can see who's there, I can talk to them, and if I deem them worthy with just a couple of taps, I can let them right in. It also works with Alexa and Google Home, but they don't have HomeKey, so they're just not as fun. Aside from Apple Home compatibility, there's a lot to like about the G4 camera doorbell. Like the lock, it is very easy to set up, both in Apple Home and in the Aqara app. The doorbell comes pre-paired with the chime, so once you get that connected using the QR code to your system, the camera is basically ready to go. The doorbell works on 6 AA batteries, or it can be hardwired to your old doorbell power. You can also choose to mount it straight on or with the included angle bracket, whichever gives you the best view. The doorbell gives you all sorts of settings and ringtones and alerts and video settings, but by far the best feature of the doorbell is that you can record directly to an SD card located in the chime. This means you can record and save video of activity in front of your house without a subscription. Does Aqara still offer a cloud subscription? Of course they do. I mean, who doesn't these days? But you don't need it because you've got the SD card, and I absolutely love that. And because this doorbell is paired directly to the chime, you don't even need internet to record. Once you set the type of alerts you want, it will record anytime those alerts happen, and then you can just scroll through your timeline to review any of the recordings pretty quickly, and you can even save them to your photo album. The other cool feature is facial recognition, which can identify people at your door and create different automations and alerts based on who's loitering outside. It's a great idea, but it's kind of hit and miss based on your setup, which we'll get to in a minute. You can select the resolution of the camera up to 1080p, and at night the camera employs infrared, which really makes a huge difference. The other thing that really helps at night is setting up an automation to turn on the patio lights when the camera detects motion at night. When you use the camera live, you can talk directly to whoever's at the door, and even use some goofy voices if you want. Hey Sam, what's up?
I forgot the passcode.
Tough luck, go find a new family to live with. And if you're using it combined with the Aqara lock, you're just a tap away from unlocking the door. So overall, there is just a lot to love about this power couple. I think they look really sharp, And my wife hates the lock much less than the switch bot lock that we tested a week ago, so that's a big win. If you already have an Aqara hub, you really can't go wrong with this combo. They still work without it, but if you want to use any of the automations with the lock or connect it to other hubs via Matter, you're going to need an Aqara hub. And I will say the automations you can do are kind of slick. Because it knows who opened the door based on the passcode or Apple key, you can create individual automations to occur based on who opened the door. The lock also has a door sensor, so you can have the lock automatically lock when the door shuts, or notify you if some idiot opens the door and is letting all the cold air out. The Apple Home integration is pretty great. Once you get the doorbell and lock set up in the Aqara app, you really don't need that app anymore for the lock and doorbell because the Apple Home app just does it all better. But as much as I'd love for you to buy these right now using my affiliate links below, there are some things that may or may not cause you some pause. The first is that the lock is rated ANSI grade 3 for security. Now, a lot of smart locks are. It's a passing grade, but it's not going to earn valedictorian at the Deadbolt Academy. Second, the camera quality is okay. The quality is about the same as my Ring doorbell, but it doesn't have quite as wide of a field of view, so you're not going to be able to see packages that are left on the front step, and even some taller people may get out of frame if they get too close to the door. The face recognition also really struggles with backlighting, which may not be a problem for you, but if you have a north-facing house like I do, it's a problem. The real lesson here is to not buy a north-facing house. They're horrible. Every winter, I watch the sun melt the snow off my neighbor's driveway across the street without him even have to lift a finger, whereas if I don't shovel my driveway because I don't get any sun on it, I'd have snow in there until June. Welcome to Minnesota. But aside from that, I really like the doorbell camera, especially because I don't have to pay a subscription to get my videos. So if you're looking for a last-minute Father's Day gift, this could be the ticket. Because let me tell you a secret. You know what dads really want for Father's Day? Dads want to be left alone so they can watch golf all day on TV. But you can't wrap that up and give that to him. But what you can do is buy your dad an Aqara lock and doorbell. And that way, next year, he can just lock the door and change the codes so he can be left alone and watch golf on Father's Day. If you want to know more about the Aqara M3 hub that you can use with this doorbell, click on the video on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.